Well, if you can't beat it, then you can't get out. And if you can't get out, we kill you. He was talking about killing people, about killing us. How could he be so casual? Well, this wouldn't be a very exciting game if your lives weren't in danger, so make sure you don't forget the rules. Apparently this is a game where our life is on the line, which defeats some very important rules in game studies to the definition of a game, or at least bends those rules in fun or not so fun ways. If you die in the game, you die in real life, which is in a game, so you're okay for right now. You gotta be like, there's 2 stages of separation to like this weird Inception kind of game. I won't die, thank goodness. However, Saki might, and I'm worried about that. That's not a good thing. I won't let him get away from this. So don't worry, if you were worried about me dying, I'm fine. In this game, if they die in their game, then she dies in real life. It's very confusing, I'm sorry. It's a very confusing idea. Everyone else was staring at the arrogant pig, probably thinking the same thing I was. Everyone except Wakasa. Oh man, oh man, oh man, why me? He slumped to the ground, holding his head. I'd volunteered to play Hogstein's sick game, but Wakasa hadn't. None of them had. Guess they're victims too. See? I'm right. We're all hostages, except for Saki, who's not a hostage because she chose to play, which is a part of a definition for a game in game studies, is that they are voluntary. But, okay, yes, this has gotten confusing. I felt a cold shiver run down my spine. There was no guarantee one of these men wouldn't try to escape. So if any of them try to escape selfishly, then we all die. That's not good. I knew my uncle, but apart from that, the hostages were complete strangers to all of us. And so they're all thinking the same thing too. Is like, they're all like, if one of these people leaves, we're all dead. And so I need to trust them, and they need to be able to trust me. And if any of us panic, then everything goes kablooey. Really not sure about these guys. I don't know anything about them. No, I have to trust them. We're going to be working together for 7 days. If I don't trust them... Shook my head. We'd never be able to win Hogstein's games unless we trusted each other. The characters in Uncle Keiji's games always talked about how important it was to believe in other people. I guess they did. I leveled a glare at the pig. There was no way I was going to lose. Well, now that we've finished going over the rules, I think it's high time we started today's game. Finally getting started, huh? About time. Today's game celebrates the wonderful world of RPGs. Let's move, everyone. Come along now. Going on a field trip in the magic school bus. Another piglet appeared to guide us, and we set off for the RPG attraction Hogstein had indicated. Before the opening, my uncle had told me that the park was divided into 7 different themed areas. Each area has a main attraction that represented the theme. So it sounds like 7 different genres of games, I would assume. Look at us go. We're looking down to the RPG world. So we must be able to go up to a couple different areas. Glanced around as I walked, trying to compare what I was seeing to what I remembered about the park's layout. No one spoke and our footsteps were heavy and slow. Everyone's mind was on what the pig had told us. Whatever. Right now, I need to concentrate on figuring out how to beat these games. I was glaring so hard at the back of the piglet's head that I didn't hear Shido start talking. Clear is that unless we complete the game, the hostages are done for. Pig already said that, bro. I got it the first time. Yeah, but I doubt that vile beast told us the whole story. We need facts, details. We need to know the park. Likes to grunt a lot. It's very manly. Well, I know a little bit about it. Explain to them what I'd been thinking earlier. So the main attraction in the RPG part of the park is probably Samurai Fantasy VII. Oh, so you know all about all this then? No, not really. I just happen to know that one thing, alright? Doesn't want the cop to be suspicious of him as being on the inside of this whole thing and knowing too much. He's making us all paranoid. Don't make Mitarashi paranoid. He makes rash decisions sometimes. That seems like kind of a weird response, but whatever. Shido frowned at Mitarashi, then turned to me. Yeah? So do you just happen to know these things too? What? No, well, I'm related to someone who works for the park. Is that so? Then perhaps they were in that enclosure we saw earlier. Yeah, they were. Interesting. That makes sense. You stuck your neck out because your family was in trouble, even though you're a girl. Thanks, Shido. Thanks. Yeah. Oh, please accept my condolences. He's like really close. Rabe squeezed my hand and reassuringly and gave me a somber bow. Maybe I should have mentioned my uncle earlier. Then they might have been more willing to help me. Maybe. I thanked him and let go of his hand. Cute. Better get moving. We're heading for that, Samu, what's it? Phantasmagoria thing, right? It's called Samurai Fantasy. In the game, a party of adventurers set out for Edo Palace. The castle and the country have been taken over by the Nurarihion, and the adventurers have to stop them. Well, look at you, Encyclopedia Mayoshi. He's some kind of game freak? Yeah, I like games. I heard they were going to be giving out exclusive DLC at the opening today. That's the only reason I came. Why would they be giving out exclusive DLC, but then only inviting, like, press and, like, people close to them? Those seem counterintuitive or pandering. One of both. But also very common. It's the only reason I came. Oh, so that's why he knows about it. So that makes sense. I think everyone has their alibi in now. Or at least reason why they're there. Mitarashi found it. Except Mitarashi! Why are you here? Huh? What the heck's DLC? It means downloadable content. Plebeians. Right, fascinating. I think we've all got the basics here. But the question we ought to be asking, the question right in front of us is, what sort of devious puzzles did the pig make? Yes, he's quite a villain. I imagine there will be traps and the like that we won't expect. Exactly. Shirabi sighed and shifted the cigarette in his... Wait, that's not a cigarette, it's a snack. So he likes sweets, huh? I never would have guessed. I totally thought that was a cigarette. For some reason, I found my eyes drawn to it. It was almost hypnotic. The hypnotic candy stick. He's got some Pocky in his mouth. Well, no point in sitting around then. Yeah. If all of this hadn't happened, I wonder what Samurai Fantasy VII would have been like. I felt sad. I had a feeling Uncle Keiji did too. Like we have the 7 as in a reference to Final Fantasy VII, as in the cerebrally most popular Final Fantasy game, but also the 7 as in the 7 that we've been using for the entire game anyways as a lucky number, so... And there's 7 of us. It's Samurai Fantasy VII. The gate looked like one from a European castle, but the towers that rose up behind it looked Japanese. Huh. The gate does look very European castle-y. Could have come across as cheesy and contrived, but, you know, I thought it was a nice touch. I'm just gonna critique the area before it is blown up. It's just like the game. Really? Yeah. He's just like, eee! But inside he's like, yeah, that's great, but check this out. Huh? Turned to look. A statue of Count Hogstein. It was just like the statue we'd seen in the plaza. How many of you think he'll talk to us through the screen again? Show of hands? It does seem likely. I don't want to do this. I want to go home. Just as Wakasa began to moan, Count Hogstein appeared on the screen. Boom! He was right. Welcome everyone to the world of Samurai Fantasy VII. Now you must enter Edo Palace to defeat the evil Nurarihion. Nurarihion, who control the country of Edo. As you have already been informed, this quest will put your life in danger. Oink oink. His disgusting voice echoed through the empty air. Wakasa had covered his ears and shut his eyes tight. Just looking at him made me feel a little helpless and scared. I volunteered for this. I have to face the consequences. I have to be brave for all of us. Shido gave me a small nod. I understand how you feel, young man. But we don't have a choice here. Stand up. Even this young lady is doing her best to be brave. Ugh. He slowly stood back up, but his face was pale and he looked ready to collapse at any moment. Maybe he should stay out here? I don't remember there being a rule about all 7 of us having to go inside the attraction. Yeah, he's just gonna get in our way if he keeps freaking out all the time. Agreed. He'd only lower morale. Probably smart not to put all our eggs in one basket either. Rather not be dismal about this, but if we blow this game, we'll save the hostages. Then we'd only need, what, like 1 or 2 of us to actually go in there, right? See, they're already, like, gaming the game. They're like, alright, how do we best organize ourselves? Then I'll just... But before we could even finish the sentence, Hogstein's voice rang out again. Well, everybody's gotta participate in the game, of course. Where's the fun if it blows up and some of you aren't in it? Besides, unless the 7 of you work together, you'll never be able to finish it. Catch. That was not necessarily fair. They added a new rule, but also maybe that's needed. We actually might need all 7 of us specifically. There's something about what he'd said that triggered new feelings of apprehension. Now we actually do have to work together. That was going to be our cop-out. Like, not only did we not have to work together, but we might be able to even save some of us and save some of the attractions and not lose everything. But no, all of our eggs in one basket. That's now also implicitly part of the rules. I glance over at the others to see them staring silently at the screen. That's it then. We all go together. Alright, I'm going. Hogstein nodded sanctimoniously. Now then, please follow my piglet here into the castle. Person in black turned to us and gestured. Huh, seems like he's trying to say something. I get the feeling he wants us to follow him. Piglet nodded earnestly. I wonder if they can't talk, if they're not allowed to. What if they're captives too? Little creep can't talk? That doesn't matter. Let's move, men. Me. Shido strode off towards the castle. Without waiting for the rest of us to follow, I trotted along behind him and the others slowly followed suit. As we got close, the castle's gates began to grind open. Hey, what are we gonna have to do in there? I don't know. I'm worried about these guys. Poor piglets. Didn't speak, just twitched around like a worm in a frying pan. I got no idea what the little bastard's trying to say. You think all of them are like this? I'm not sure. Every piglet has their own personality. Was it possible Count Hogstein had forbidden them from talking? That was my question. Do all of you have watches? We all nodded and held up a watch or cell phone, anything with the time on it. Look at the time. Right now, it's noon on the dot. We've got 7 hours, so 7 p.m. That's what we got. We must endeavor to keep that time limit in mind. Right. I need you all to be alert. Will do. After all, if we didn't stay alert in 7 hours, we'd be dead. No pressure. We walked through the gate and up to the castle. Up close, the towers looked even taller. The piglets gestured us to go in. Inside was a long hallway that looked like a set from a period movie. I could just see a room at the end of it. I suspect that is our destination. I think you're right. We moved down the hallway slowly and carefully until we reached the door at the end and stepped into the room. We have now entered. So I'm going to stop this video here. Thank you so much for watching this very first recording of Sweet Fuse at your side, and we will see you next time on Ready to Let's Play.